They played aggressive, and we've got to come out and meet that same intensity. They came out the first couple of games with an intensity. Again, they've been playing that way all year. It's nothing new. They've done a good job of creating that style of play and playing it and maintaining it.
Playing a different season, I know, but last year, what makes a team successful in terms of being able to go on the road, say at Indy, at Miami, now here tonight, and getting that first game and kind of ripping momentum right back? Well,
again, when in their situation, they're a young team. They had nothing to lose. They were playing loose, free, and hard. And I'm not saying that diminishing that at all, but they were taking shots and making shots. They were making a three ball. It's something that they didn't do a lot in the beginning of the year, during the season. And so they were playing with a lot of confidence. And, similar to the way we were, a few years ago when we first went into the playoffs. We were loose and active and free, and, your shooting kind of goes up. But, again, they're well-oiled machine as far as their intensity, their identity, and they definitely played to it.
I didn't ask the question properly. For you specifically, though, getting game 3 tonight as you did last year in those first two.
We got to come out and play like we did in the game 2 with the intensity, sense of urgency, and sense of urgency is a bad term to use. With physicality and at a playoff clip, and we didn't do that in game 1. And again, playing to our identity.
Take their crowd out of it early.
Well, I don't know if you can take a crowd out of it. The only way you do that is jump up on a big lead. But again, play our style of play and make sure we do the things we're supposed to do with attention to detail, with physicality. On both ends of the floor, we got to play physical offense as well as physical defense.
Dwane, every time you mentioned the Bucks this year, you talked about how hard they played. How much do you think the team that you coached needed to be convinced of that, and has that happened through the course of these first 2 games, or was that even a question?
No, I don't. We knew how hard they were going to play. We played them here. They spanked us here. Played hard, and again, that's the way we play. We're a hard-playing team, and we sometimes we pick our spots where we disappear a little bit, like everybody else. But we knew how hard they were going to play, and for whatever reason, whether we were at home and comfortable, the reason's not important. We didn't meet that physicality and that intensity in game 1.
They do a lot of trapping, probably more so than a lot of teams. Did that affect your game 1? I noticed second game you made more adjustments too.
Well, we made some adjustments, and hopefully we made some more, and we welcome it. We got to be ready for it. We are ready for it, and we're going to do some more different things against it to try to expose it. And I thought our guys were more comfortable last time. I think we had 14 threes in the last game. So, again, they've got to do what they've got to do, and we've got to do what we got to do.
When their defensive identity is so established with that trapping, do you think there's anything you can do that they, relent a bit, that they come off it a little bit, or?
Continue to make shots. Yeah. I think that's something that, that any team, no matter who it's them or whoever, if you continue to trap and the other team is making three balls, that it would be prudent to stop doing it. But again, they may not. I don't know. But we just got to control us. We got to. We're prepared for whatever they throw at us, switching traps, whatever it is. So we just got to come out and in at the end of the day and execute.
You talked yesterday about them taking first options away and then second options away and then just playing basketball. Do you trust? Is that an intelligence thing, an IQ thing with players knowing where that?
Well, that's kind of the way it is in the regular season now. After you get your first, second options, by 24 seconds is not a lot of time. You've got to be ready to make a play after that first or second option. And we know where our outlets are and what our butter positions are. We call it butter to go ahead and play. So. Again, at the end of the day, you've got to have a guy like DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, Serge Ibaka to be able to jump up and make a shot at the end when the clock is clicking down on you.
And you've got a team that has superior experience in the playoffs. As a coach, where do you count on that showing up? What type of situation?
On the road. I think that's where it's got to show is on the road. You don't get rattled. You keep your composure. You play to your identity, Steve. You don't try to come out and do something you don't normally do. That's where experience shows up. Again, every experienced team I've been around, that's on the road is where it kind of shows up.
Snell's been kind of an X factor for them. I mean, it seems like when he plays well, they play well.
Right.
Have you changed anything about?
Well, they found him in transition. You know, we gave up 26 transition points. We've got to cut that down. We got to do a better job of getting back and find him. He had 2 threes in transition. In a half-court play, we got to do a better job of getting back to him, Gary. Again, he's a good shooter, so we know that. We know what his statistics are, and we just got to have attention to detail to make sure we get back to him, close out quicker.
Speaking of that, like when the priority is get back in transition and show Giannis a wall, how difficult is it to balance that with? But we also have to get up to the shooters who are working with them.
It's the age-old thing, multiple efforts. You just can't make one effort and get back. You got to make an effort to get back, close down the lane, and then get out. And at this time of year, you know, we shouldn't have to talk about that. But again, that's what you have to do against a running team. A guy like Giannis, who is unusual with the 3-4, bringing the ball down the floor in transition. Now your 1, 2s, and 3s are spraying out. So it's a different scenario. And again, we've got to do a better job, and there's a couple little things we can do better at to make sure we do get bodies back, excuse me, and get back and flare out and fly out and get to Tony, especially Tony Snell.
When you're so immersed in sports like this, do you get a chance to watch other playoff games?
Yeah, I do. You know, you got one eye on this game or whatever you're working on, and then one eye on the other game.
Sure.